Hey everybody, today's video is all about version 13 coming out for AI4. If you have a hardware 3 vehicle, I think you need to, as well as myself, come to grips with the fact that we may be left behind for the next couple of quarters. Ashok mentioned the next 2 quarters. I think it could go into mid-2025, possibly where hardware 3 doesn't really get any significant updates. And what that means is that we're going to be seeing a lot of excitement around AI4 and the progression with full self-driving to do unpark, going in reverse, doing 3-point turns, responding to emergency vehicles. There's going to be a lot of new additions as far as smoothness and safety goes, reaction time. I think the response is going to be better with the high fidelity cameras. There's better resolution. All of this is going to put us hardware 3 owners in a very hard spot, especially those of us who have been using full self-driving for the past 3 years. So October 24th, 2021, I will never forget. That's when full self-driving really became mainstream if you joined the safety program. They had a safety test where you would drive around and you would establish a safety score. And if you scored 100, you got it right away. And I know some people actually that were in that group who got it prior to October. It was actually maybe beginning of October in 2021. For myself, as a safety score 99 user, I got it October 24th. And I was so excited when I got it. And all this time I've been on the bleeding edge of this technology. There's a lot of people that love to be on the leading edge, but I pride myself on being on the bleeding edge when it comes to full self-driving. Now, when it comes to a mobile phone, it's pretty funny because I usually skip, like if a new iPhone comes out, I usually skip generations. I'm not talking about one generation. I'll keep my phone for quite a long time. So I'm usually pretty out of date with my phone more than other people. And that is my preference. Everybody is different. But what we need to do is brace ourselves for the FOMO that's going to happen. And if you're not familiar with FOMO, it's fear of missing out, because it is going to be very real. Now, a car is very expensive. We're talking about $50,000 or more. So does it realistically make sense to get a new car? We really need to ask ourselves, should we wait or should we get a new car? And if you're getting a new car just to get that new hardware, you're going to have to ask yourself, how long have you had hardware 3? Now, if you've been using it, like for myself, I got hardware 3 in 2019. I've had my car for 5 years. Some people bought a car in early 2023 with hardware 3. So their car isn't really that old. It's less than 2 years old. So for them, I think it's a much harder decision to justify getting a new car just to get hardware 4. Elon did mention that hardware 5 is coming up in 2025. I am willing to bet that it will come out in 2026, maybe 2027, we don't know. Based on history, I think the life cycle for these computers inside of Tesla cars is around maybe 4 years, where that software's been inside of the car, or the hardware has been inside of the car. So we are about halfway through already, almost halfway through the AI4 life cycle. So does it really make sense if you got a hardware 3 car late in the cycle, does it make sense to buy AI4 kind of halfway into the cycle when we know that AI5 is coming? Now, I am not a fan of the Osborne effect. And if you're familiar with the Osborne effect, what it does is it causes people to avoid making purchases knowing that something better is coming out in the future. A lot of companies will avoid mentioning future releases specifically to get around that Osborne effect because it affects sales. Of course, I want Tesla to sell more cars. I want them to be successful. I am a Tesla shareholder. But again, it comes down to the cost of these cars. So are you willing to sit on the sidelines? I think of like a sports team and you're on the bench and you're waiting. Coach, pick me. Come on, let me play. Come on. But the coach doesn't even look at you. And that's what's going to happen here for us, I think, with Hardware 3 is we're going to get passed up again and again, and we're going to see a lot of excitement. Now, you may be used to this if you've had full self-driving for a while, because the early testers will go out and seemingly brag about the latest and greatest update, and they'll post all this information, and then weeks go by and it doesn't get rolled out to everybody else. Sometimes it can be up to a month where people don't get an update. And I think if you're used to that, you may be a little bit calloused. Some people are like, hey, I like driving my car. I don't use FSD all the time. So to me, it doesn't really matter. A lot to think about with this. Now, my last video, you may think, hey, wait a minute. This is the guy that was saying that AI3 is going to be getting version 13 around the same time as AI4. I said I thought that might be the case. I'm not changing my mind on that. Tesla has surprised us in the past, and I wouldn't put it past them to surprise us again. I want to clarify, I am optimistic about Hardware 3's future, especially given that Elon mentioned we would be getting a hardware upgrade for free, but I'm also realistic. And we have to prepare ourselves for the worst case scenario. Otherwise, we're going to find that we will be very disappointed and we will feel left out. And fear of missing out is a real thing. So I just want to put it out there. Prepare yourselves for that. I have mentally myself, and I'm slowly getting to the point where I'm at peace with that. And I think we all need to come to that realization. If you're anything like me, you are going to be thinking, how can I get a new car? And that's going through my mind every day. I'm thinking, how can I justify getting a new car? Really, it comes down to it getting in an accident. Unfortunately, that happens, where, your insurance, it's a total loss. It's written off as a loss because you, through no fault of your own, but somebody else crashes into your car, and it's like, okay, well, that car's gone. Now, of course, you're not going to try to purposefully go out and try to get into an accident. Wait a minute. No, don't do that. I would not recommend that. The other option is, let's say you have a child that is going to need a car, or your wife needs a new car, or you have an older car and it's getting time to replace it. Maybe it's old, maybe it's falling apart. Who knows? There's a lot of reasons to justify getting a new car, but to make that move, it's a big financial decision and it shouldn't be taken lightly. You really need to consider a lot with your finances, opening up a new loan. There's a lot of advantages right now, especially up until the end of the year, to keep in mind. The federal tax credit at $7,500, the free FSD transfer. I think the FSD transfer is going to move into the future. We are going to have that again. So I wouldn't hold out necessarily for that transfer, but the 0% APR, that's the third thing. And that is probably the biggest reason to jump on getting a new car. Could that get extended into the new year? It's possible that that will get extended. That for me is not a deciding factor. For me, and this is my personal opinion on this, and this is everybody's different. For me, it really comes down to the hardware. And Hardware 4, I hate to say it, is halfway through its life cycle. So it makes sense to wait. If you can be patient enough, wait an extra 2 years and then jump onto hardware 5. And that, my friends, will not disappoint. That's supposed to be a lot better. I'm going to pull up the stats here real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I have some notes here. Elon Musk mentioned that hardware 5, which has been renamed to AI 5, will be coming out in the second half of 2025. The Tesla AI 5 computer has 10 times the capability of hardware 4, and Tesla makes the whole software stack. Kind of interesting. Then it goes on to say that AI 5 is powering the dedicated, or is planned to power the dedicated Cybercab model. And then there was some talk about the data centers, and the new data center will house 50,000 NVIDIA GPUs for FSD training. And that's sort of part of the Master Plan 4. And in Master Plan 4, there's some notes here from Elon. He said, Tesla is the leader in real-world AI. Nobody even close in video and making decisions. He calls it baby AGI. Tesla is also good at chip design in the car for the inference chip. And then here's the key points here. Hardware 5 will be 10 times better than hardware 4 next year. The same chip will go in Optimus. Pretty fascinating stuff there. Very power efficient compute in bot and car. Hardware 3 and 4 are only a few hundred watts. It's speculated, based on what I read in another location, that AI 5 will consume more power, which means that the range for the battery will come down slightly. And I think the specification I read was a reduced range expectation of 3% or so due to that high power consumption. So at the end of the day, it's a very tough decision. I really don't want to contribute toward the Osborne effect. However, I'm pretty sure I will be waiting for AI 5 myself. Some people said, as I was having my come to Jesus moment with AI 3 or hardware 3, some people actually got angry, upset, and mad at me. I experienced some hate comments. A lot of people saying, dude, just buy a new car already. It's not so easy. Most of my money is tied up in assets like stocks. And if I go back to 2019 and look at all of the Bitcoin and Tesla shares that I sold, if I had held on to those, my goodness, I would be much better off. I could have 2 Teslas, 3 Teslas now instead of the Model 3 that I have. It all comes down to patience. Now you have to remember, you only live once. It's highly possible that I may purchase a second Tesla, and in that case, I would transfer my FSD to an AI 4 car. I would basically sell. I'm not a big fan of doing trade-ins, but it's possible that I would sell my hardware 3 car and then transfer FSD to a AI 4 car, and then wait for AI 5 to come out, sell our ICE vehicle, and then have 2 cars, one with AI 4 and one with AI 5. But again, that's a little bit of a dream situation. Ultimately, by the time I retire, which is probably 15 years away or more, I would love to have a Model S Plaid. I am probably one of the most frugal Tesla owners out there. I really tend to keep life simple. Very curious to hear what you're thinking with your hardware 3 vehicle and what your plan is as well. Would love to hear your financial situation. Please don't be afraid to share that. I'm an open book with mine, and I hope to share more in the future. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.